Guys, I bring fantastic news today. What's going on, guys? It's Fatman here. If you don't know who I am, I make daily Valorant content. And if you want more, be sure to subscribe to the channel. But today we're going to be talking about Valorant console again. So welcome back if you've been watching. But seriously though, we have some fun stuff. We have an article coming up which I found. Then I have some good points. And we also have Valorant Mobile potentially coming to China. Achievable goal, dev stock Valorant on console. I read something similar, but I never read something like this really. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. And we have, the principal engineer of the Valorant dev team had an interesting opinion on Valorant being ported over to console. The principal engineer, that sounds really crazy. He was asked if Valorant could ever see a console port with the current advancements in display technology and processing power on the new consoles. The new consoles are the new PC, guys. It's legit. Romero stated that the biggest challenge to porting Valorant over to console is being able to replicate the core game experience using a gamepad controller. So what he basically means is, yeah, we want to convert it and make it without, aim assist and still it being ready for esports. That's something that basically means like that. This is definitely a hotbed issue in all competitive esports, because you don't want to make a different game for, I don't know, a PC, and you don't want to make a different game for Xbox. And controller console players and PC esports players have historically segregated themselves since they are not on a level playing field. Okay, that's sure. So what they're trying to say is they can't play against, console players versus PC players, but you can go professional in Fortnite for consoles, for example. There's tons of players making shit ton of money, just making Fortnite console videos. Valorant on console is possible in the near future, we already know that. Now, the mouse and keyboard support offers the player much more control over the movement and aiming mechanics in the game. This gives PC esport professionals unfair advantages while playing against their console counterparts. This is a great fact, to be honest. This is so true. So if you've ever been pro in any console game, you could never play against PC ones, because it's just terrible. Specifically in Fortnite, controller versus mouse and keyboard is definitely a burning issue. Controller players almost always have a small amount of aim assistance, so that wouldn't be in like Valorant, right? That's an interesting thought. While playing with gamepads in Fortnite, this again seems to take away from the competitive experience behind the game. Ooh, because you need aim so much. It's not all about aim, because Valorant is mostly about game sense, about using your abilities correctly, seriously, making the game a lot easier compared to mouse keyboard players. Mero spoke about the delicate balance, taking care to weight enjoyment and competition while using the controller and gamepads. How much aiming and movement assistance can we provide without sacrificing the overall competitive environment? I think this is a pretty good question, to be honest. How much? I guess they could add just a little aiming and movement assistance, but then again, you don't want this game to be like CSGO, right? He also spoke about how the hardware behind the gaming console has caught up to PCs. That's great news. That's great news for Valorant console. In terms of performance, we believe getting Valorant running at 120 Hz on next-gen consoles is an achievable goal. So if you didn't know, Valorant is 120 Hz, right? It's a huge thing, and 120 Hz is kind of hard to achieve. He, however, took note of limitations the consoles on the market have as of now. Being able to push a 4K resolution at 120 Hz comes with its own set of challenges. This is not easy, definitely not. Even with an optimized renderer and low instruction count pixel shaders, rendering a large amount of pixels take a significant amount of time. Bro, it's Valorant, it's not fucking, next gen game or whatever. But Valorant has been gaming Steam long after its impressive run in the beta stage. I can agree with that. It's definitely breaching into the market with huge games. The game could be ported over to consoles with a good balance between competitiveness and enjoyment. The new esport of the decade would become massively successful. So imagine Valorant on consoles. It would strike a big controversy, to be honest. I think this is a pretty good thing. In my honest opinion, this is actually great. If you check over here, there's tons of consoles, Rainbow Six Siege, tons of shit like that. Rainbow Six Siege with controller. So it's definitely possible. It's the same games. You can actually play, you know, Rainbow Six Siege pretty good on a controller, even without aim assist. So I definitely, you know, think this is gonna look pretty good. If you're playing professionally with a controller on Rainbow Six Siege, you're basically a god, right? So if you're doing that, shout outs, kudos to you, kudos to you. But what do I think of this? I think this is definitely possible. Look, I know I've been repeating myself, but Rainbow Six Siege and Valorant have a lot in similarity. And Rainbow Six Siege on PC and on consoles isn't a big difference. It's not like night and day. The graphics are the same, the movement is kind of a bit slower, but it still kind of works, right? You don't have any aim assist. You have really good customizability or whatever. But this is gonna work really well for round console. 120 hertz, you know, 4K. PS5 will want that. Sony will say to, you know, Riot, we want this game on PS5, or we want this game on Xbox, blah blah blah. This could potentially work pretty well. This is another video I wanted to caught up on. Valorant Mobile might be releasing in China soon. So this has 2K views, I guess, just as my videos. Let's check on that. So these touch controls are for mobile. This is like super old. They're located in mobile folder for Valorant, basically. So you have, you know, some Valorant mobile controls. They're working on it, right? What? Wait the heck. Okay, so these controls appear in the tablet mode. So potentially someone is playing like in Valorant in whatever, you know. I guess it's for a touchscreen, but it could also be for Valorant Mobile, and I think that looks pretty awesome. So this guy Blue Fox made some research. So game can easily run on high-end phones, that's for sure. This game is not really demanding. Valorant registered its copyright and trademark in China. Don't know how that makes a big difference. Chinese title will be called, okay, that doesn't, I don't really know, you know, why we put this into the video for mobile. We can expect the mobile version to release in China first, then globally. I think that's a good point, to be honest. They want to, you know, beta test it in China and then release it on the App Store. Is it guaranteed that it will come to mobile? It's a pretty good chance, because we're seeing more and more files. So usually what happens if people, or if Riot gives up on, you know, releasing for, you know, console and mobile, they usually just stop uploading game files to their system, right? But new updates are coming out. If Tencent works on it, you know, they will make it from scratch. I guess, yeah, I guess that's true. But if Riot gives themselves can make it, they will port. Yeah, I guess they're trying to dominate the market right now. There will be crossplay with PC. I don't believe that. I don't think there will ever be a crossplay with mobile and PC. I don't know where he got that info. I think it's just speculation. It will support limited phones only, like Fortnite did on mobile. I think that's, yeah, it's pretty demanding game. You can't play everything. Google Play replied to a tweet on Valorant Mobile. I don't think this means much, but it could potentially mean something. Some apps are falsely showcased on Valorant Mobile. Yeah, that's true. I already made a video on that. Do I think this will work? Valorant Mobile will still take some time. It could potentially release in China. I just am not sure what he thinks with that. Like, I don't know. It could also release in, I don't know, just globally. He doesn't have any big evidence other than we have some game files for mobile. But so for console we have its own interviews, if you get me. The developers already stated a few things, and I think they need it on console. They really need it on console, especially for the new gen consoles. They need a lot of games right now, especially the first year. For Xbox and PS5, you will need a lot of, you know, console games to support the machine, right? And there's not a lot of them right now. So in the end, do I think Valorant will release in China first? Most likely for Valorant Mobile, that is. But will it release soon, or was this evidence sufficient at all? No. no, this can't be. There's so many scams going on for Valorant Mobile. I think Valorant Mobile will never be crossplay with PC. If that happens, I'm uninstalling Valorant, seriously. But yeah, I guess this is all we have for today. Be sure to check out my other videos in this 5 minutes. Sign out. Peace, guys.